Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another day of 31 Days of Cut Files. This is day 2. This is just a short week and we are doing the week is adulting, in case you're wondering what our theme was this week. And so I've got this computer or laptop design with some AirPods or earbuds, whatever you happen to have, and a cell phone in the foreground there, because it seems like a lot of adulting that we do today requires a computer, a phone, or you know, having your hands free and trying to multitask. So putting your earbuds in and trying to maybe make a call while you're making dinner or lunch or breakfast or loading the dishwasher or whatever. At least that's what I do. So that's what inspired this. You could easily cut the to do out and get rid of that. If you're not interested in having that as part of your cut file, you could put your photo in there. There's a whole bunch of different options that you have available. Now I am going to just modify mine with some paint. As you see here, I've got some silvery paint here, and I'm just going over it with a paintbrush and modifying it. There's a lot of different ways to modify cut files. If you're not familiar with cut files, you can paint them, you can spray them with spray mist, you can watercolor them, you can stickle them, you can put Nuvo drops over them to give them some texture. There's a ton, and hopefully you are going to see several different ways throughout this month between what MK has for you and what I have for you on our channels. And we are doing 31 days of cut files all month long. So if you are someone who enjoys cut files, or if you don't have a cutting machine and you are interested in purchasing cut files, we do still probably have a bundles available. I'm going to guess at this point because I'm voicing this in advance, but I'm guessing that we probably have some bundles available. You can go and check MK's shop. There is a link down below for that in case you are interested. And if you do have a die cutting machine, you can purchase them digitally and you can cut them at whatever size you like. They're very easy to modify. They are in an SVG format. So you can get them that way as well. And I'll put a link down below for that also. And you want to come and hang out with us throughout the month because we're going to show you several ways to use them. And we are also going to be showing you doing some lives over in the 31 Days of Cut Files Facebook group. So make sure you join the group so that you can get notified of when we are going to do some lives. And the link for that is down below also. So as you see here, I am also using a Sharpie pen to do a bit of modification. I wanted my to do words to be in black. So this is just a Sharpie pen that is a brush, has a brush nib on it, but a regular Sharpie would work also. Probably not a fine tip, but the regular one. You can go over them with Sharpies and change the color that way. If you have Copic markers or chameleon markers or whatever the other brands are called, you can use those. Lots of different ways to modify. This gray paper is from, let's see, it is from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. It's from one of the boy collections. I can't remember which one. But I liked it because the little dots on it reminded me of like the falling ones and zeros on a computer screen. So that's why I chose that paper. I kind of went back and forth on what I was going to use. Also using some black here in where the keyboard would be, just kind of backing the cut file with some papers that I thought would work well for a kind of monochromatic silvery screen. At least that's what my laptop looks like. Mine is silver because well, I have a Mac, so they're usually silver, I think. But mine's silver and my keyboard is got black keys on it, so that's what I went with. If yours is different or you want to make it different, you can totally do that as well. You don't even have to back the cut file if that's not something that you want to do. I did go through my scrap bin to use up scraps for this, and it is the perfect way to use up scraps. And while I was in my scrap bin, I found that mixed media paper you see to the left-hand side there. And as you saw at the beginning, I am playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. So the recipe is sparkle, metallic, and fiber. The metallic is already done for me because I am using the silver paper there to back my cut file. I also did use a little bit of sparkle. The paint that I used had some sparkle in it, but the mixed media paper has a ton of sparkle on it as well. So I'm going to count that, even though I didn't apply it today. There's tons of sparkle there, and I think that's going to do the job. And then I will be adding some fiber later on in the process. I did use a piece of packaging from 49 and Market for the phone there, and I tried to position it where the text print in the packaging was in the speech bubbles, and for the most part it is. But I wanted my speech bubbles to stand out just a little bit more, so I went around the inside of them with a black Sharpie, and that's what I was doing there so that you could see it a little bit better. I started out with my Muji pen, but because it's packaging and it's a slick surface, the Sharpie, I had to go to the Sharpie, and it worked much better. So now I'm just kind of playing around with the positioning of things and where things are going to go. This one didn't come together as quickly for me, not necessarily because of the cut file, but I was just trying to figure out exactly what else I was going to use with the cut file. And I think that's where I kind of it took me a little bit of time to kind of put it all together. But I really like the film strips, so I'm going to use those. In the photo, in case you're wondering, that is me sitting in my craft room. I think my husband took a picture of me. It's kind of actually weird to see that because my craft room has been completely reorganized and I sit on a different wall now. But he took a picture of me with the dog, my son's dog, laying next to me in the craft room. And I am working on a project. I think I'm actually working on a scrapbook page in the photograph. But this layout is really more about how there is a lot that goes into the planning and side hustle of my scrapbooking. So because I have my YouTube channel here and I do a lot of collaboration with MK and we teach online classes and we have taught on board a ship, there's a lot of extra stuff that goes into it that is not necessarily just I am sitting in here scrapbooking. And so while I do enjoy all of it, my to-do list sometimes is very long and occasionally overwhelming when I feel like I'm getting behind. And when it gets to that point, I know I need to like slow down and don't sign up for anything additional. Just kind of, wait until things kind of peter out and before I sign up for, say, additional hops throughout the month or things like that. And sometimes that's why I take a little bit of a break on my channel because I've got to focus on other things, like even preparing the cut files for this month's 31 Days of Cutfile project, or maybe it's classroom materials for our cruise or whatever. And so that's what this is really just about. It's just about the time that it kind of takes to do the stuff that I love doing. And it's definitely not a complaint. It's just recognizing that there's a lot that goes into it beyond just the hobby of scrapbooking. And I know sometimes my husband feels that because there's times where I'm like, oh no, I've got a meeting with MK, or I've got, and yes, it does feel like it's all fun and games, but it's really not all fun and games. But, or I have a class that I'm hosting or something like that. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun that we get to do these things together, but it does take time. So, and like I said, the to-do list does sometimes grow and make me feel a little overwhelmed here and there. So that's what I'm documenting today. So I went to something that I rarely ever use, which is cork, but I had these really old cork pieces, and I believe they're from Allie Edwards. And so I thought those worked really well because it kind of like brought in that bulletin board kind of a feel to it. And I am just doing some thread around my fingers and tucking those behind these cork pieces, and that's going to be my fiber. I also used a die from, I want to say this is a paper rose die, and it looks like a circuit board, or circuitry, not a circuit board, but circuitry. And so I'm pulled that in because there's, you know, a lot of technical stuff going on. And while I was in my bin of cork, I pulled out this green arrow, which I thought matched perfectly on, it's a paper clip, which is very officey. So I'm feeling like this is coming together and my embellishments are really helping me tell the story. I will probably do a bit of journaling, but I don't know that I'll do it in that section that says to do. I think I might do it in maybe over on the green section. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll just keep it simple and have it in that circular label that I have at the top of the cut file, and that will be it. We'll have to wait and see. So I have done the journaling by now, but I did not do it on camera. So I did some splatter with the metallic silver media gloss spray and the blue media gloss spray, which I believe is Ocean, and sterling for the silver. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a fun one to do, and I hope you enjoy playing along with this cut file. Again, all of the links for everything is down below in case you are interested in any of that good stuff. And don't forget to go check out what MK is doing on her channel with this cut file. I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another one. Bye-bye.